Hey neighbor, welcome back to the neighborhood right here on Beyond ARTV. My name is John and it's getting harder and harder to make these Grammy videos every year where I give a recap and reaction because I genuinely have lost so much interest in the Recording Academy and everything, not only because of the accusations and allegations made by their now former CEO, Deborah Dugan, who's been ousted by the Grammys because they were like, hey, you know what would be a great idea? Diversity is cool, so we're gonna have a woman be not only in charge of like day-to-day operations or even behind the scenes, maybe she could even be
a CEO.
And they did just that, only to like a few months later be like, oh, you're stirring things up around here. We don't like that. Boys club only, and then she's gone. Not only do I have disdain for the Grammys because of all of that stuff, just because I don't really know all of the details. I think a lot more is gonna come to light in the coming months, but I don't find it that hard to believe that the Grammys is kind of a boys club with some sort of rigged voting, because that's been obvious for years. I've been ranting about the Grammys for as long as I've had my channel, but also they're just like really boring. Where are those Grammy moments overall that they're always talking about? Oh, you only get this at the Grammys. And I watched the 2020 Grammys, the 62nd annual Grammys, and I'm not feeling like I took away that many moments. I scrapped an entire video that I shot right after the Grammy Awards ended, and I just didn't like it because it was right after a 4-hour awards ceremony, and I was really just feeling like, ugh, like I don't care. I have no passion to talk about the Grammys, and this might be my last year. I might officially retire from Grammys reactions and recaps and coverage and everything like that, because for my own sanity over here, I'm looking at it and I'm like, did I really have anything to say all that much about this awards show? I mean, if you guys really want me to keep doing them, then let me know. But other than that, this might be my last year. The Grammys feel like that YouTuber that stretches out every single video to like just over 10 minutes and they're like hiding all the content till the end, where they're like, hey, keep watching, must watch till end. And the Grammys are like, hey, we're gonna announce Best New Artist, Record of the Year. There's gonna be this upcoming performance that you probably don't really care about, but you do wanna see who wins Best New Artist. So we're gonna dangle that until the very end and then cram everything in like 10 seconds. And that's what they did. So many ad breaks, I could barely even stomach it. Let's pass the torch off to me from last night, who was watching the awards ceremony. I had my girlfriend film some stuff and read a couple of the nominees and categories to me for like Best Metal Performance, Best Rock Album, and everything like that. So I will see you back here in just a few. Don't go anywhere. Must watch till end. All right, Best Metal Performance. So I think I'm hoping that Tool win in this category, but I can't remember who all was nominated. So drum roll, who's the winner?
Tool.
Yay, Tool won a Grammy. Sweet, and it was for Fear Inoculum? Or no, it was for Tempest. Was it for It was for Tempest. That is amazing. Tempest was my favorite song on that album. Okay, Best Rock Song. I can't quite remember all of the nominations, but hit me.
The winner is This Land by Gary Clark Jr.
Are you kidding me, dude? Who else was nominated in that one? I know somebody got overlooked. I swear to God.
The 1975.
Yeah.
Vampire Weekend and Tool.
Oh, come on, and you gave it to Gary Clark Jr., the one person that I wasn't okay with in that category. Best Rock Album. Who won?
Cage the Elephant.
Hey, Social Cues won. They also won for Tell Me I'm Pretty, and I think I said in my predictions video that I could see that happening again.
Best Alternative Music Album.
Okay, sweet. And another drum roll. Who do we got?
Vampire Weekend.
Oh, come
Father
on.
of the Bride.
Father of the fucking Bride. All right, that mediocre album. Their worst album, unfortunately. Hey, look at that. It's me from present day. I'm back, bitches. You probably didn't think I was coming back, but I made a note here on my phone with like all of the performances, how I would rate them and everything like that. And I don't want to spend a ton of time here because my original video, part of the reason why I scrapped it is because I just didn't feel that all these performances merited some big discussion. But I went through and gave like major thumbs up or thumbs down or mess to all of the performances. So I'm gonna do that in order of all of the ones that I actually cared about real quick. So Lizzo opened up the show and I just couldn't help but feel like I didn't give a shit at all because I don't give a shit about Lizzo's music. that's just a personal thing. I've heard previews, and I've never heard Truth Hurts in full. In fact, I had never heard it beyond like that part that's like, I'm 100% that bitch or whatever. And I'm like, oh, cool. It's just like saying like buzzwords and trendy things, and it's getting people to talk about it. That's why it blew up. And yes, there's talent there. There definitely is. I think the most impressive part of her performance that opened the Grammys was the little flute that came down, and then she just started playing it. Pretty badass. I don't know if that's a thing for Lizzo, because again, I don't keep up with her. But overall, the performance was I don't know. It felt flashy, but I didn't feel like there was much to it beyond that, so thumbs down. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani went after that, after a little speech from Alicia Keys about Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. Horrible tragedy, the helicopter accident, if you guys did not hear about that. But she did a nice little tribute there, and then they moved into Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani because they're together. They should have some chemistry, right? Nope. Major thumbs down to that performance. So boring. They've got a new duet out, and it just bored me to tears. They're sitting there staring at each other, and I don't care. The Jonas Brothers are back, baby. Still out there riding that whole wave of we're back, and we know at this point they got a new single out called What a Man Gotta Do, and it's solid enough, I guess. It's a little earwormy, but also irritating, and I do like the brass section on it, the horns going wild, especially at the Grammys, but it started off very slow, a little off-key. It seemed like Joe was missing a few notes, which I guess at least they are doing it live, can't accuse them of lip syncing. And then Nick Jonas did sound a little flat on this performance. Overall, I guess it teeters more towards the thumbs up, but I think I'm just gonna have to leave it at a meh. Tyler, the Creator, brought literal flames to the stage, some fake flames as well, obviously, but I really did enjoy that. He just had so much chaos. The shaky cam that they added, the extra effect, and it was just buzzing. It went from Boys to Men singing Earthquake, and then going into some of his other tracks from Igor, and it had an intensity, a passion to it. Easily one of the best performances of the night, and a major thumbs up from me. Also, major thumbs up to that bellboy outfit. They did a Prince tribute at the Grammys, and apparently there's another one coming up in the spring, so it's nice to see Prince getting some coverage. And Usher had the task of living up to Prince, and obviously he's not Prince, he's not gonna be Prince, he's not gonna be as good as Prince, but he was definitely solid. I think Usher is a really great vocalist, especially if he has the right songs, and we heard everything from When Doves Cry to some of the other hits mashed together in a medley, and there were some other special guest musicians out there, and it was one of the best things of the night, I would say. It was just a touching tribute all around. Usher did his thing. There was definitely a sexual energy in the air, and thumbs up, nice tribute. Camila Cabello really caught me off guard. I didn't expect to get choked up like that. The emotional heights that the Grammys did reach at a couple of points was really great, I think. First Man was one of the best songs on her album Romance, which overall I was iffy on, but that track in particular really stood out to me. Just a powerful song that was written about the first man that ever loved her father. And what I didn't see coming, the whole time the camera's on Camilla, obviously, and she's walking out, seems like she's even a little bit choked up, maybe a little misty-eyed there, which is understandable. I thought Shawn Mendes was going to be in the mix because I think that's who she's singing about on First Man, like this new guy in her life, and I thought, oh, he's going to be out in the crowd. And no, it was actually Twist of Fate, her father. And oh my god, that got me. I was a sucker. The song's already like touching enough, and then her dad was there in the audience and she's singing to him. He's tearing up, you know. I'm crying too, so major thumbs up. Close second for best performance of the night, I think. Let's move through these a little bit more rapid fire. I think Tanya Tucker and Brandi Carlile was a thumbs up for me. I enjoyed their chemistry. Brandi on the piano, Tanya Tucker, obviously a legend in her own right. Right after that, we went to the Nipsey Hussle tribute where we had DJ Khaled running around being the overglorified hype man that he is, saying, "Let's go! Hands up! Let's go!" over and over, looking like a fucking fool out there. So that's great of Khaled to step in and offer his talents and services there. John Legend on the piano. We had YG coming in, and then DJ Khaled talking over YG, DJ Khaled talking over John Legend, DJ Khaled talking over anybody in his path. Let's just be glad that he didn't try and crowd surf again. Speaking of thumbs down performances, we also had Ariana Grande. Major thumbs down to that because she performed all of the worst songs, aka the singles, off of Thank You Next. I love the deep cuts from that record. NASA, Needy, Bloodline, Bad Idea, but instead we got Imagine, and then Thank You Next, the title track, and worst of all, of course, the materialistic as fuck, awful trash anthem, my worst song of 2019, in fact, 7 rings. I vomited everywhere. Billie Eilish was a thumbs up for me, of course. It was a good performance, but not the best performance that I've seen, with her and Phineas, her brother, performing When the Party's Over. I think back to the Howard Stern show performance, and that was probably the best that I've seen for that song. And this, I get it, you're on the Grammy stage, but also, I just wanted maybe a little bit more. I think back to, like, what was it, the AMA performance of All the Good Girls Go to Hell. Aerosmith were there because, of course, that's the only rock band to ever exist ever to award shows the majority of the time, and that's how everybody looks at them. And while I do like Aerosmith, beyond some of these singles that they're always performing, I can acknowledge that it was great to see Run DMC out there for this breakthrough moment. At least it was a breakthrough moment in the 80s when Aerosmith and Run DMC collabed for Walk This Way. A great tune, but Steven Tyler sounded pretty off. Their drummer wasn't there. There was the whole litigation behind the scenes. And this whole year, it just felt like everybody was trying to keep stuff behind the curtains. And you're like, is that monster ever going to show its head? Demi Lovato, however, had a showstopper, major thumbs up, really got me choked up once again, got me tearing up. She had to restart the performance because she was crying. And it was just nice to see that it was so live. The pianist in the background started over, and she just killed this new song. I think it's called Almost, if I'm not mistaken, but she's talking about how nobody's hearing her, they're listening, but they're not actually listening to her, and it really got to me. It talks about her struggle with sobriety and all of her issues that she's had with addiction, and it was just a flooring moment. Easily, in my opinion, the best performance of the night. Billie Eilish ended up sweeping the Grammys, which I kind of saw coming, but also it was still a surprise, and also I breathed a sigh of relief at the same time because that meant that Lizzo didn't sweep the Grammys or somebody else didn't sweep the Grammys that I felt was less deserving. And Billie Eilish definitely had one of the best albums of last year, so she did win Album of the Year. She won Best New Artist, Record of the Year, Song of the Year. My God, she was killing it in all these categories. And also, Anderson .Paak and Andre 3000 won the performance for like Best R&B Performance. Won the performance. They won the Grammy, and that was amazing. I do have some behind the scenes reactionary footage in real time, so we're gonna cut to that real quick, and make sure you still watch to the end. There's a crazy twist coming at the end of this video if you keep watching. Best rap album. Yes! There we go! Thank you! His only nomination, and he won. Please don't be Lizzo. It's gonna be fucking Lizzo.
Bad guy.
Oh. Whoa! Okay. We'll take it. We'll take it. Billy looks just as shocked as I am. Album of the year. Alright, Father of the Bride's the only one I even like. Well, Billy. Or Ariana. Please not. Please not, Lizzo. Please not. Oh, wow. She is sweeping. Holy shit. This girl is sweeping the Grammys this year. And you know what? I would rather have that any day other than Lizzo or Lil Nas X, which was an EP Grammys. 7 rings, I swear to fucking God. Lizzo! Well, it's not 7 rings. Post Malone, her, Billy. Say it!
Bad guy, Billy.
Oh
Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Okay, come on. She's like, what?
She's like, no.
This year in general, if I could just quickly summarize my thoughts, I felt like depressed watching the Grammys. It was like a really depressing show overall. And I don't necessarily want to say shit show because it was well run, I think. It just felt like I was being preached to a lot of the time. It felt like they were really trying to push diversity, and this is coming from the mostly like white dudes behind the scenes. And like, is it really diversity if somebody has a gun to your head saying, hey, nominate more women, nominate more people of color, and let them present awards and be on stage and stuff? And it definitely seemed like all night they were going all out to get anybody who was female, anybody who was a person of color, and basically not that many white dudes up there this year. And that's fine, but were you doing it for the right reasons? And I don't think the Grammys had the best things in mind. They were just like, hey, we have to do this. Thanks so much for watching, neighbors. If you want to join the neighborhood, then hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you get notified when I upload future videos like this. Again, I might be retiring from Grammys coverage, but if you do want to see me do this again in the future, let me know maybe how I could change it to maybe make it easier, even more casual in the future, maybe even a stream or something. If you want to check out my reaction to the Grammy nominees and see what I got right, then check this video here, tap here for another recent one, and I'll see you very soon for more right here on Beyond ARTV.